Welcome to my audio reply to Football Crazy episode 92. Football Crazy has K.L. Murray on Twitter as KAYLMURRAY. Kev Egan is on Twitter as KEV_EGAN, and Des Norris is on Twitter as Partido Pooper, PARTIDO POOPER. Pertinent links are in the transcript in my African American Literary Book Club blog post linked in the description to this video. 35 seconds. Host segment. Tim Stannard in Twitter as La Liga Loco, LALIGALOCO, is in for Kev Egan. 1 minute and 10 seconds. Zidane segment. Zidane is the French Jardim, or Real Madrid is the Spanish AS Monaco. In both cases, the ownership went against a coach's view. They had a spat. The ownership/management was proven wrong, and the coach is back with more power. From a distance, I comprehend why Zidane don't want Manchester United. Mourinho proved the ownership or management in Manchester Red will not allow benching to poor playing players that are not fitting the balance, like Pogba. Um, Sportsburst with Gabby Amato, side Ray Hudson, talked about Sergio Ramos's rant or public question and answer to himself. It will be interesting when Piqué or Ramos leave Barcelona or Real Madrid. They are leaders, but also media darlings. I linked the Sports Burst post in the transcript. I disagree to Standard. Ramos is needed in Real Madrid because he has the one thing that many of the players' names who are being touted to come in do not have: strength against inconsistency. In Real Madrid or Barcelona this season, Coutinho, Dembele, Bale, Isco all have two things in common. Inconsistency is one, but most important is an inability to handle the negativity in either biggest Spanish club while being inconsistent. Ramos proved he can get red cards, play bad, he can be inconsistent and win. Navas proves that. Marcelo proves that. Hazard Pogba proved under Mourinho they can't take it. Real Madrid need Ramos, even with his media ego or background antics. K resounds my point. I disagree to Ramos letting the team down when he got a purposeful card. Ramos in Real Madrid does this every season. He did it for 3 straight UEFA Champions League seasons. The true failure to the team against Ajax in the second leg was Bale. He needed to be the attacking talisman on the pitch, and he wasn't. The attacking talisman was still Benzema. Bale is gone, but I do wonder where. Marcelo, maybe with Zidane, is gone. Alexandre, though, from Juventus, who I like, is a good invite, with Reguilon as a backup. But who comes in for Carvajal? Neymar, for me, need to get back on the PSG train. Love Zidane, the Galactical Whisperer from Des Doris. Hazard is still a no for me, though. Hazard is not a Real Madrid player with his shaky seasons. Isco is, I don't know, coming or going. Though maybe AC Milan is his destination. He could be the new Pirlo. I said it before. Courtois will be benched for Navas, and Courtois will have to take the starting keeper spot if he can. Zidane, through the remaining Real Madrid schedule, can be the new Old after being the new Jardim. Old meaning Old Gunnar Skunjar from Manchester United. I disagree to Des. Zidane cannot undo his legacy to himself. I concur to Stannard about the Sergio Ramos question and answer. I wish he would have worn a Mario Brothers mustache. Wouldn't that have been great? Stannard makes an interesting point. I wonder how many big clubs monitor the players' e-social account, or more importantly, how they do it. I mean, I wonder. Anybody have any other ideas? Anyway, Valladolid lost against the soccer gods Real Madrid blessing, which means three Valladolid goals were canceled out and allowed Real Madrid back in through time to a blowout. Um, Thank you, Des Norris. I did not know the wrong video assistance refereeing booth was being viewed in the match between Real and Valladolid because I saw it black and I was wondering how is that even legitimate? I mean, no one's in there. But love the quote about the future of a coach to the next day from Solari after questioned by Jamie Easton. 18 minutes and 8 seconds, La Liga segment. Getafe is battling, you know. That's all I can say to them. I wish them well. I can't say what will happen because 7 games is a long way. I disagree to standard. The point of the UEFA Champions League spots is they are for those who earned them, not for those who are deemed most viewed or watched. Getafe getting in will hopefully make the Valencias, Sevillas of the world more motivated to be better and not allow a team like Getafe, who is their lesser financially, to get in the Champions League. Uh, RDT, or as K. Murray says, R.D.T. Is wise. It'll be easy for hashtags and mentions later. Um, will Zidane get him back from Rayo to Real? That is the question. Jamie Easton is a good interviewer. I like his pitch cam. Atleti proved we have depth. A battle ensue in Turin. The difference is that Atleti is away, so any Atleti goal is a huge weight on Juventus. Juventus will need 4 goals if Atleti get one in Turin. I don't know. Anything's possible, of course, but Atleti's not PSG, under Tuchel. Atleti is not Real Madrid under Solari, It's a big mountain for Allegri, and this UEFA Champions League absent PSG, Real, Paris Saint-Germain, excuse me, Real Madrid is open for a winner, as Barcelona and the winner to Atleti Juventus is the only finalist from recent prior seasons left in the tournament. 27th minute, 39th second. Copa Libertadores segment. Leonel Alvarez is the former coach of Libertad de Paraguay, who was fired for his philandering to players' wives. Des Norris referenced something that the coach apparently uses. I will leave that as a surprise in the transcript. To the group stage, all the Brazilian clubs except Paranaense or Atlético Mineiro, the Gatos, the Goats, are in good position. But the group stage to the Copa Libertadores is very early, and the teams in Brazil are still in the state championship or pre-Brasileiro mode. A delicate time, but we can only see how they react to these tough early season changes, or challenges, excuse me. I argue, like MLS teams in the CONCACAF Champions League, Brazilian teams need a change of schedule to be stronger during the group stages of the Copa Libertadores. I do not want the state leagues to go, but their timing may have to change. Maybe make the Brasileiro begin in January and make the state championships after Brasileiro in the October, November, December phase. 29th minute and 15th second, League on segment. Balotelli was never a bad player, but I think he made moves for money like in Manchester City, AC Milan, Liverpool, and never forgave Inter Milan for losing faith, while finally started his career in OGC Nice and moved on to the bigger Riviera side in Olympique Marseille. 3 careers, one youth, one money, one aspiring athlete. I think Balotelli is right too. Maxima from OGC Nice is not a wide striker like a Arjen Robin, excuse me, or CR7. Nor is he that hybrid attacking forward midfielder like Neymar or Messi. He is a foil, like Lindegaard at Manchester United. He needs to be able to float around the center forward. Barlow is that forward. I like Patrick Vieira, but I notice coaches that cannot accept Barlow for who he is or want him to change. Mourinho, Mancini, eventually. Vieira don't do as well as Favre Garcia, who seem to let him be. Of course, maybe Balotelli knew he was out the door and simply played himself down till he was out, but I don't know background stuff. My favorite Balotelli moment was when he scored the goal and flipped the Why Always Me shirt. I think he never until France got on teams that actually were built around him in any way. Uh, Nicola Pepe, must be careful leaving Lille for any of these big teams. Many modern big teams are not offensively built through one player, but an offensive web. Standard is incorrect. Pepe cannot replace Robin or Ribéry. His game is not on the wings. He has to come on for Lewandowski, but he is not as big as Lewandowski. Maybe Dortmund, if they can pay 80 million, is a better place for Pepe. Ole is shaky defensively. FC Barcelona, if they hypercharge their offense and cut through Ole. But Olympique Lyonnais, if they score, put a pressure on Barcelona, and patience is key. Ole can win or get the draw, but they have to be no nonsense defensively and rely on their youth in attack. Neymar gets injured because PSG coaches owners do not give Neymar a midfield like Chiche did in the Russian World Cup qualifiers. PSG need three midfielders this summer. Casemiro, N'Golo Kante, Thomas Partey is the buys in the same way Casemiro, Paulinho, Renato Augusto kept Neymar safe in the Seleção. 39th minute and 25th second. Italian Serie A segment. I love Ranieri back at Roma. I wish him well. Quagliarella, 20 goals. Why not get him an MLS club? I wonder why not him. So silly. 41st minute and 39th second. Sports Burst segment. Check out Sports Burst on Monday to Friday and Facebook being Sports USA. 42nd minute and 2 seconds. EPL segment. Arsenal defeating Manchester United was not a big thing because Manchester United performed their way under Mourinho. A Chelsea win and a Manchester United loss again, and Manchester United will be sixth, just like when Mourinho left. Aubameyang stayed at Dortmund too long for his career. Should have went to PSG or Napoli. Players have to see the opportunities in the less than teams in big leagues. Congratulations to Gary Bailey for his daughter's wedding. Enjoy the cake. I concur to standard. Liverpool need to get knocked out of the UEFA Champions League to focus on the EPL, the English Premier League. But to be honest, Bayern are rising and they have an experience in winning in their team Liverpool don't have. Liverpool are used to folding up. Raheem Sterling from Manchester City is not the second best player currently to me. It is like Thiago in Bayern when Pep was in Bayern. People love doing that, especially pundits, when Pep is coaching a team. Müller, Thiago is like Sterling, Kevin De Bruyne, players who are limited and absent Guardiola's strategies. They are exposed as not as capable. The best players succeed no matter the coach. To Tottenham, I think the moving of Dembele to Guangzhou in January derailed Tottenham. Dembele was an underrated player for them. Since Real Madrid or Manchester United are out, Mourinho for PSG is in my view, and then AC Milan is for Pochettino. They're a young team and they have wealthy owners. To my London Blue, we shall see what Sarri does. Higuain and Morata are gone, and I assume Hazard, side Willie, and side Pedro are gone too. Chelsea is about to be emptied over the summer. 53rd minute and 49th second, the Grealish segment. I said it many times before. Pundits or announcers on TV, streaming, cable like to suggest what fandom is, that being a positive thing. I disagree. Fandom come in all ways, positive or negative. I recall in Boca Juniors versus River Plate when a fan, yes, a fan threw a grenade of some gas into the tunnel. Fandom is not merely positive scenarios. Fans having opposing color shirts having a beer. But fans stabbing other fans happens too, like in Napoli versus Roma a few years back. Remember the old firm history? Did anyone not call those Glasgow Rangers or Glasgow Celtic fans who hurt each other in the past not fans? I'm happy Grealish scored and moved on with what he called his job. The 56th minute and 49th second. MLS segment. Atlanta United learning what it is like shifting coaches who are not alike as may be advertised. That's it for MLS. 58th minute and 58th second. Stannard's Dortmund segment. Dortmund's problem is that they are a selling team, but they advertise themselves or they are advertised as a top team. 1 hour and 36 seconds. Power ranking segment. Number 10 was Leganes. Good shout out to Victoria Buffon, who's the director of the club. 9 was Grealish, assaulted with scoring. 8 is Mighty Getafe. 7 was Quagliarella. I'd say MLS teams, come get this guy. 6 was Takashi Inoue, who apologized to Betis while on loan in Alaves. Japanese players are a lot like that. 5 is the Phoenix, Balotelli, in Marseille. 4 is late goals from Pepe, Rondon, and Villarreal. 3 is the events. Copa Libertadores, Europa League, Champions League, everything's going on. 2 is hat-trick heroes, Ben Yedder, side Sterling, and number 1 is Zizou, the great Zidane, back at Real Madrid. Share your thoughts in my YouTube comments or ALBC